y'all. I'm just gonna give people a moment to filter in and whatnot. Today is a pretty chill one, as you could probably guess from the mini painting. I like mini painting to be chill because it should be, and I enjoy it when it's chill. Just gonna send out some stream notifications and whatnot. I also need to be, still have not gotten a Spotify premium, so I will still have to be careful about ads. But you know, that's just the way it works. Shoot. Alright. But no, I really love the mini painting because it's so relaxing for me. And so having something that just kind of is nice and chill, lets me mellow out, it's rather nice. Alright, I gotta plug that in. I had to send out things as like, hey, I'm going live. You know, all that fun stuff. Let's put you up there. So the only issue today is that... Oh! Hey! Thanks for the follow! The only issue today is that the minis that I'm painting are so goddamn small. How you doing? So it's gonna be tough, but you know what? I'm gonna do my best. I've also decided it's okay if because I'm gonna do the undertones. So it's like I'm gonna start with like the skin, the base of the cat, and then work its way out and do like the armor and stuff like that. You can't see, but I'll stretch just for you. Thanks for the stretch. Oh, I dropped a paintbrush. Welcome. This is just a nice chill stream, nothing too fancy. I have a bunch of minis I want to paint, and I like to, you know, converse with chat, do some stuff, you know, all that fun stuff. So this specific breed of cat is called an Abyssian, and I have reference photos. Oh god, I shrunk everything. That's not what I wanted. Oh man, it's all a mess. Just because cat breeds have specific colors and things that are related to that breed. So this specific breed is very kind of like tan, orangey yellow. From based off of my quick Google search. So what I'm thinking of doing is starting off with a contrast yellow, and then going over, I can put these into, starting off with a contrast yellow, going over with like a tan, and then highlighting with a white. Just because the contrast yellow will really get into those deeper spots and make them a little more darker. And then the tan will be used to like brighten up some of the lighter spots, and then the white will just be very lightly on, just as a highlight to touch up those brighter spots. But as you can probably see, like, with the size of my finger, it's a tiny ass mini. So this is going to be an adventure, to say the least. And so like I was saying, for like the first coat of it, I'm not that worried about getting like the armor and shit, because I'm just going to go over that later. And if I worry about trying to get it like perfectly exactly on like the first try, I'm never going to finish minis. And so that was kind of like the first thing that I cued into being like, alright, I should lighten up a little when painting minis. First attempt does not need to be perfect, because, you know, there's this beautiful thing called painting over. And it's really useful. Now, of course, like, if there's spots where there's no skin, I'm just not too worried about even attempting, because, you know, there's no skin. It's not a priority. But it's easier to start on the deeper parts of the mini and then work your way out. Is what I've learned from all the minis I've painted. And so, you might be able to tell already, this is a pretty bright yellow. Oh, fair. I don't know any Spanish. I'm Canadian and very Northern European from like my background. But hey, that's pretty cool, I must say. And yeah, it is. The smaller the mini, the harder it gets. Which you might think would be kind of weird, because like a lot of the bigger minis have so much more detail, but you just have so much more room to work with, is the thing. Which is why tiny minis suck. But I love them. And I'm a huge pet advocate. I love animals. And so when I saw these in the store, I was like, how can I not get cat and dog minis? And so I have 3 full sets. But we'll see how many we get done. Alright. Right now I'm using kind of a wide brush, just because it's like a coat. That is Hesta. I wanted to start off with the ones that people were like, hey, I want to use that one. And I think Hesta is a good bouncing off point. Oh, by the way, I will apologize. Would you rather be called Raphael, I think is what that name is? Apologies again if I say it wrong or pronounce it poorly. But that's what I read when I see that, so feel free to correct me. Oh, fair. Alright. Sweet. I didn't realize that those were different alerts, I'll be honest. But I appreciate the resub. Nova, what I was telling our new friend Raphael here is that I pulled up a picture of an Abyssian cat, and they're very kind of light yellow white with like white highlights. And so I'm using this contrast paint as like my undercoat, and then I'm gonna go lighter layers as I go up to kind of lighten it up. So like I also have a very light tan that I'm gonna use, and then I have a white that's gonna be like, these are gonna be like the 2 layers up. Just to give it a little bit, you know, nice color definition. And then of course we do the fur and the actual body of the cat first before we do the equipment, just because it's so much easier. And then bird will probably be last, because bird's like sitting pretty on top of everything. But I'm thinking like a nice like black sleek raven. So. Ooh, this might not be the color I thought it was. One of these things is not like the other one. It's a lot more peachy than the lid makes it out to be, so we're not going to use that. I could just use the white. Yeah, no. This one specifically has a big ol' birdie on its shoulder. Hey! So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to use a dry brushing technique. because I find dry brushing is the best way.
For more than 100 years,
Ad!
it's always been one
No!
place.
Rude! Okay. Oh, sorry, Raphael. Another thing. I have yet to purchase Spotify Premium, which is where I'm playing the music off of, because Twitch and DMCA is the worst. So whenever an ad comes on, I have to pause it and wait for the ads to finish so I can continue to play music again. If one of these days, I'll give in and buy Spotify Premium, but not this day, apparently. I know, but it's just, I have to actually, like, do it, is the thing. And I know that's no real excuse, but it's an excuse for me, okay? Are you still... Man! It's still pretty wet. Didn't do much. So, we're gonna let that sit for a minute. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Ad was not playing. Oh boy, gotta love it. Maybe I'll buy Spotify Premium right now. I have a prepaid Visa left over from my grams. So you know what? It might be worth it to just get it out of the way right now. I'm gonna see if this will work, because I don't know. But if it does, man, that'll save us so many ads. Do. Oh shit. Hey, I'm premium now, guys. Alright. So now we shouldn't have to worry about ads. Because ad-free listening. Oh no. I flipped over my keyboard. Alright. And so... Oh, let me shrink you. Ooh. I got some fresh new emotes from being gifted some subscriptions. Like there's a little Stabbiness, who's one of my favorites. He's got a ton of emotes because he's like a bigger channel. It's pretty great. I love getting gifted subs to channels that it's like I actually kind of like, because I don't have lots of monies, so it's like, do what I can. But what I was thinking is he's got a lot of like leather on him and just like very light armor, and I don't know if the camera can make it out, but there's some runes along the straps, and so I was thinking of going over it with like a neon green that I have, just like to Raphael, that's fair. I was thinking of going over the runes, just like the top of it, to give it kind of like a neon greeny glow, because I feel like that would like make the runes pop, especially on like a dark leather. And he's got, you know, his books and his scrolls and all that stuff, and the big old wooden staff. Either that or doing the runes out of gold as like some kind of gilding for being like a fancy cat. Alright, you're looking pretty dry now. Are you the earbud? Alright, round two. So even though I'm using wet paints, I'm thinning it out by stroking it on the paper a ton of times, so that way my brush isn't clumped with paint. It has just like a little bit in it. And that way, you know, let's do this leg first. He's very light. He's very yellow. So I definitely want to try and white him up a bit. I think the contrast will show a little bit better once I've darkened up the armor and everything like that. And then I also have grass turf. So I don't know if I'm going to do it for the cats. But like, I have some dogs that I have to do as well. And I know the dogs specifically will look great with, like they're sitting in grass kind of thing. Alright, oh, I lost my reference. And they have definitely a lot lighter chinny chin chin. Alright. And then the insides need a lot.
What's up, Jippy?
Alright.
What's up, Jippy? From the wall.
Oh, arm. Missed an arm. And then a little paw. Yeah, and so like literally the whole point of what I'm doing right now is to just kind of combat the harshness of the yellow, to kind of just soften it up a bit and make it a little lighter. And so you can really see it more on his back. The difference, where's focus? The difference between like, this is a lot softer than down here where I got the base. It's really harsh yellow. And it's a nice little subtle thing, but subtlety is kind of what you want. You don't want it to always be like the prime and poppin' feature of everything. And that's okay. Alright. Let's hop into a nice dark leather. That's wood. I'll need you later. Sorry, I have a lot of paints. Gotta find the right ones. There we are. It's hiding on me. Now, the one upside to doing tiny minis is if you can get the right colors quickly, they don't take as long as big minis because you just have less work to do. They're just more precise and more annoying. So it's a trade-off. Ooh. Sorry, you gotta shake up the paint properly. These are also paints that I didn't buy. One of my friends did. and they're really annoying to get off. Sometimes I can get them off, but sometimes I have gloves to help me just have better grip. Well, you didn't shake up very well, did you? Rude. Can you believe that? I shook it up a bunch and it was like, nah, I'm not mixed yet. But this is really my only leather, so I hope it turns out well. Leather is pretty like a standard though, like a lot of it's just like a standard like darkish leather. But leather's not really something that changes. Alright, and then we're going to use one of the smallest brushes I have. I kind of wish I had smaller brushes, if I'm going to be honest. Just because this is going to be a lot of delicate work. You know what? I might even go a dabber. Because I also have these little cotton swabbies. And they're not good for painting, per se, but they're great for dabbing on color. So it's like if you get the tip wet, you can kind of dab it into place. Alright. And then just kind of shift it around, but it's more of a dabber than it is a painter. And that's okay, you know, you do what you gotta do, right? You gotta get these minis looking nice and crisp. I'm probably gonna get leather all over the staff, but that's okay. We can go over it again later. This is probably the only time y'all will see me dab. So take it in. This cat just has a lot of thin covering, so I was like, I don't want to get the cat. I could always paint over parts of the cat again. It's just harder when the cat is a lighter color. It means it'll take more coats. Which is something I want to try and avoid, having to do a ton of touch-ups. Some touch-ups are fine, but like the more you can manage to avoid, the better it'll be in the end. That was rude. Got a little bit on the fur. Damn it. Every time. There's no winning here. Alright, and then we're gonna... And then Kitty's got this one little like leg back strap. You might see me lean into frame a bit. Not sure how zoomed out I am right now. Or zoomed in, I guess, is the better phrase. Ooh, words. Hydrate? Oh god, I don't even have my water with me. Oh, Raphael, I'm not ready for this. Alright, Raphael. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? You said you are a Spanish speaking. Alright. After I do this color, I'll run out and get my water bottle, because, good on you for reminding me that I didn't have my water bottle. I'm usually a lot more prepared than this. It's because I was doing dishes before I streamed. I had to clean up a bit. And so one of the things I needed to do was fill up my water bottle, and I put it in the fridge. I just forgot to take it out. The Dominican Republic. Man. I'll be honest, I'm not very knowledgeable on Dominican affairs. Oh, perfect. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a mess. Not, but it was very close. My finger tipped into the cap that I'm using as a little paint palette. I think I mentioned already, but I'm from Canada. So a bit of a ways away. Got a little bit on the fur. That was rude, kitty. Being a little rude kitty, that's me. Kitty's gotta be nice to me. Sorry, I'm focusing. This is some delicate work right now. Ooh, baby. Alright. Almost there. I got this one little potion strap. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Central America? Oh, fair. Next to Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm not very worldly traveled. The furthest I've been is to the United States. And that's because we are neighbors, and I know people from the US. But my fiance and I are talking about honeymoon locations after we can eventually get married. And we were thinking of going to Iceland and Ireland. Those are kind of like our top two at the moment. Mainly because I'm very Irish, and I'm very curious to see like where my ancestors so long ago came from. And I've just heard beautiful things about Iceland. Granted, we have to be careful not to go when it's freezing cold. Because even though I'm a heater, my fiance is a little cold bean. So she will freeze. Alright. I think that's all the delicate brown work I need to do. Alright. Don't worry, I did not forget that hydrate. Ireland and Japan. See, I would love to go to Japan one day, but also Felicia is not a huge weeb like me. So hey, we should be fine with our new wedding date. We originally were supposed to get married November this year, Raphael, but with the pandemic and everything, we just figured why risk having to cancel or only being allowed to have so many people, so we just said screw it, we'll just push it a year. So our new wedding is next year. At the end of next year too, not even like early on. I don't trust the Canadian government to get their shit together. So right now, this is probably the thinnest brush I have, and it's a rather good one. And it's the nice thing about brushing versus dabbing is brushing lets you keep more details. Because if you dab, you end up getting more pools of paint, so it's easier to lose details. So you have to be even more careful. Gotta get the inside of the coat. Sorry, not the coat, the hood. I guess they're the same thing. Whoo, baby. Realized I've moved it out of focus. This is intense, y'all. Tiny ass minis. God, I love them, but man, are they tough. I also primed these ones with white instead of black. White, if you prime, you need to be a little more careful because it'll show more. But white is better at showing off highlights because the highlights will stay brighter. The paints will go on brighter, whereas if you prime in black, the shadows will stand out more. Gotta get a good angle on this. I definitely need some nice new fancy brushes. The issue is brushes can be expensive. The Chihuahua, yeah. Now the nice thing about the Chihuahua is even though it's tiny, it's a lot of the same colors. Because I'm gonna paint it like Felicia's Chihuahua, little Evelini. So it's a lot of black and a little bit of like a lighter brown. And so the nice thing about that is when the colors are so similar, there's less room for me in error-wise. Less room to make errors is what I should have said. Sorry, I don't know if this is in focus or not, but I needed to have it in a certain spot so I could see it better. Whoo, baby. And then I just got this little bit on the back. I mean, hey, if you're willing to buy me some nice mini brushes for my birthday, I would never complain. Granted, you don't have to. I want that to be known. Because I always feel bad being like, hey, get me stuff for my birthday. So you don't have to, but if you feel so inclined to, mini brushes would be appreciated. And that's pop. You kind of connected there. Oh, and then this connects there. Right now I'm just kind of scoping it out, seeing if there's spots I missed. Alright. I think it's pretty good for our first, like, leather coat. I'll be honest, language is not my strong suit, and I kind of blame the fact that in Canada you're forced to learn French from a very young age, and I'll be honest, they don't teach it very well. But hi, and hola. I will be running to grab my water bottle, so I'll be right back. And there we go. Raphael, that hydrate was for you. It came late, but we got it. We got it eventually. What do I want to do? So I've got paper. There's some scrolls and a book. And then the wooden staff. And the bottle. Ooh, let's finish off the bottle with a nice, like, bright red. Ooh, excuse me. And then I'm gonna want, like, a nice... Oh, that's a shitty one. It's not gonna work well. What do I want for scrolls and paper? I mean, I guess we can try that one. I just remember that paint not being great. The base? Like, do you mean, like, the actual, like, base? Or do I, like, a base coat? Because what I was going to actually do for the base is I have some fun texture paints. Like this one. And so what it is, it actually has a bunch of sand in there that's been covered in paint. And so it makes like a nice grainy, rocky texture. And so I was going to put that across it. And then I also have some grass tufts. I don't know if I can... Alright, I'll pull them out. And so I don't know if I want to do this for the cats or not. But then I can like give it... have like little splotches of grass around it. So it's like it's sitting in a field is kind of what I was going for. But I don't think you knew I had those. So... But I do greatly appreciate recommendations and stuff. But yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. To give it kind of like an earthy feel. Because, you know, these are adventuring kitties. They don't just sit in the house all day. This one's technically a wizard. But it also, like, has a pet raven. You know, it's kitted out, it's ready to go. So, like, it doesn't look to me like it's just lounging in a house. Granted, there are some other ones, like the Maine Coon. Looks like it's lounging in a house. This kitty looks like it's lounging in a house to me. So like that one, I'll probably go for like a floor type feel for the bottom instead of like an outdoorsy. Whereas this one specifically, I feel like, is one of the ones that is out and about. Like it's kitted out, it's ready to go. It's not like sitting in a tavern just waiting. Like it's strapped with potions and everything, you know what I mean? Alright. Tiny brush. Return of the Tiny Brush. Honestly, most of you have chosen different ones. And I like that, Like, Felicia is debating between, the Chihuahua or the, shit, I don't remember the name of it, but it's another cat. It's a cat. And I kind of want her to play the Chihuahua, if I'm going to be honest. Because then we'll have 2 dogs and 2 cats. And I feel like that'll be a fun dynamic. So I really like this red for things like health potions. Because it's a very, like, vibrant red. I don't know, there's no other way for me to really say it. But like it really pops out as a red, as a nice red. I was also reading up last night on how to like create playable characters out of these guys, and it's pretty fun, if I'm gonna be honest, from what I was reading. Now here's the debate, honestly. I kind of like the idea of giving this book like a red leather tome, something like nice and fun like that, something really poppin'. And so I was thinking of doing it with the same red as the bottle, because I think it'll pop really well. If I'm being honest, I don't really have a lot of like reds. I could do like a light blue or something like that. Like I have some nice light blues as well. Gross. Sorry. I did something very gross there. That one's a Ranger Kitty. So there's a lot of these. This is the Ranger Kitty. And so as you can see, he's also kitted out. Got a nice bow and arrows and everything on him. Yeah, there's a lot of these guys. Whew. Alright. What do y'all think, though? Should I do the tome in the blue or in a red? Blue to, like, vary it up, or red to... I'm thinking more blue, now that I think about it. Kinda liking the idea of a blue tone. Just because it'll be different. And different's good. Ew. See, I'm a fan of pretty much all of them, if I'm gonna be honest. Hey! How's it going? Nice to see you again, Drew. Long time no talk. Because this is like a really like nice baby blue. And so I think it'll be really poppin' as the leather of the book. Realized I'm pulling it terribly far away. But like, you see what I mean about how it's popping? Honestly, it's fair. There's a lot of good doggos. Oh god, I dropped him. Yeah, I like the baby blue tone. Oh, Raphael, are you a streamer yourself, or are you a lurker? Or sorry, not a lurker, a watcher. I realized I didn't ask that. And I'm a curious. Okay.
What do you think?
Sorry, I gotta flip it over to get the underside of the book tone here.
You married me. You're too crazy for me.
Sorry, y'all, I'm focusing really hard right now. Oh, baby. Yeah, look at that baby blue tome. Oh, sorry, I was wondering if you were a streamer yourself, or if you were just somebody who likes to watch people. Either are fine, I'm just purely curious. Because I know, myself, for quite a while, I was just a viewer before it became a streamer. Oh, I love the baby blue. I'm proud of that. Alright. Still have some of the gilding to do. Let's do the scrolls and stuffs. Question is, let's see if this works. Yeah, it's coming along. It's pretty yellow still, but it's also a pretty yellow breed, according to Google. Fair. See, I use my YouTube channel as just an archive for all my stuffs. Hey, I appreciate you looking out for me, though, Drew. God. This is a good color paint, but somebody didn't screw it on properly. I don't know if it was me or one of my other friends who uses these paints. And so the issue with it now is the top layer of it is just solid goo. And so you have to like puncture through it to get any like usable paint. Okay. We're not going to use you. Going back to Tiny Brush, because we want to keep some detail of the paper and stuffs. Hey, I can sometimes multitask, alright? Sometimes. Sometimes is the key. I'm thinking of leaving... Oh, baby. Leaving the paper in the book, that kind of prime white. Just because I don't think it needs to be anymore. And it'll give it kind of these scrolls a bit more of an older feeling, which is kind of good. Because this is actually technically enamel, the color I'm using. So it's supposed to be used for like bones and stuff. But aged paper kind of looks like bones. Although it's coming out a little more red than it should. And I don't know why. Because if anything, I didn't wash the brush properly, but I used blue since I've used the red. Oh, there we go. Odd, but whatever. Alright, then I have one more scroll. It's okay, I'm also focusing now, Drew. The only downside of mini painting is it takes a lot of focus. So when I get to certain parts, it's like I gotta tune out chat and just focus on what I'm doing. Oh, excuse me. And then kind of when I finish is like a step. I kind of like to look back at chat and catch up. See what people are talking about. See if you're talking shit about me. Drew. Nah, I feel like if anybody were to talk shit about me, it would be Nova. Hey, Dr. H, how you doing? I didn't even realize Dr. H had joined when I said that. Because I was focusing. Alright. Well, there's his packs pretty much done. I got some little touching up to do on like some of the leather straps that go over like the scrolls and stuff. Hey, I appreciate the lurks, Dr. H. Lurks are always more than appreciated. Ugh. This is my glove of tightening. It's just a grippy glove that helps me tighten it. Alright, let's get another dabber so we can lightly dab up the leather straps. The leather binding! Sorry, I gotta hold my breath. It's too intense. Alright. One more strike. Thanks.
Only explorers get in here.
Ooh, baby. Alright, there we go. It's a small little detail, but like, it adds so much to it. It's a lot of work for one tiny little detail. And then I kind of can't get underneath that last bottom one without touching the book, so I did as much as I could there.
What's wrong? Can't you talk?
But I think it looks pretty good. Whew, alright.
You and me, we're in a club now.
Oh, I missed shit on Mantle. By Mantle, I mean the hood. That I'm just noticing now. And you know what? It's okay, it happens. Oh, rude.
Yo, kid, let me tell you something about this business.
Also, I'm glad you noticed my skills, Drew. I have trained for a long time. Alright, just a little bit more on the side here. I just missed this tiny little nook on the hood earlier. I just noticed it, so I was like, I should finish that up. Alright. So now here's the question, y'all. The hood has some pretty, not the hood, sorry, the armor itself has some pretty fine detailing on it. The question is, do I do a neon green for like magey glowy runes, or do I do a nice little gold for like gilding and like fanciness? I gotta give it a moment to dry anyways. So let me know what you think, chat. But those are kind of the two options that I'm thinking, and I'm just not sure which one I like more. The gold will be easier to do. I will admit to that, because I can dry brush it and just lightly go over it. And I'm kinda leaning more towards gold, if I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, the glowy green would be badass. But I just realized it's not gonna turn out as well as I would like, because it's a brown leather base. So even though I gave you a choice, chat, I'm making the decision. I find sometimes me just talking through something will help me come to a decision. Like if I voice it out loud, it's like, alright, how do I want to do this? Yeah. And the fun part is this is a dry gold, which means it's not wet. That's literally what dry means, not wet. Man, I'm a genius with commentary, guys. But oh man. Whew. Right? There's just something about saying stuff out loud that makes it so much better. But what a dry brush does is it kind of just goes over like the highlight parts. It's supposed to, at least. You can still mess it up completely. Which I would not be surprised if I did, because I'm a mess. And so you just gotta be nice and light and take your time. And this one is also kind of more of a dabbing motion what you want, rather than like a hard sit and brush over motion. Because all you're trying to do is get the high spots. You're intentionally trying to miss the low spots. And so by doing a bit of a dab, a very light dab, like you barely want to push and put any pressure on it at all, you're only going to touch the spots that are more raised on the Mini. The amount of times me and Felicia will be like, we gotta remember this, and then just straight up forget it, is too many. Oh, beauty, guys! Sorry, I'm liking this. Don't know if it translates well, but like, you can see like the difference where the leather is and that gold gilding, and mwah, I love it. Your eye picks it up better than the camera, so unfortunately, you're not gonna see it as well as I do. But that's okay.
Farewell, sweet cookie cats. I'll always remember the time we spent together.
Is this what I think it is? Oh man, it's Steven Universe, y'all. I was like, I know this song. Always fun again. I must say, the top of the hood looks so much better than every other part of the Mini. It took it the most, is what it comes down to.
Hush now.
Let's use a jabber there, because it's literally just 2 dots is what I want to get right now. Oh, 3 dots, I lied. And we gotta match it up on this side. Because I like the idea that the leather arm, arm guards have a thing on them. You have 10k points now. You know what that means? You can request a short story. Or you can have me continue the stream as one of my characters. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. I have a paintbrush in my mouth. So yeah, I'll see if I can. It's out of focus. Where's focus? There we go. So you can kind of see like the hood turned out so much better than the rune straps. The rune straps still look fine, but the hood looks just so precise. I love it. Like there's a clear divide where the hood is and where the gilding is. And then I gave him a little gold medallion. Alright, I also need a black, because Raven will be black. Let's do the wooden staff next. This is a wizard cat. Nope. It's a wizard. Because it's got all the books and the scrolls. clerics sometimes have more armor. How could you forget about the baby blue book? It's so beautiful. I actually am so happy with that baby blue book. I also gave it, there's 2 little points on it, and I don't know if you could see or not, but I did those up with just 2 little gold dots to give it like a little bit more fanciness. Like it's a wizard spell book, it's nice and fancy and expensive. And then here's our nice wood color. It's more of a matte than leather. Leather, as you can see, kind of comes on really shiny. But the wood is a matte, which means it's a lot. It doesn't reflect as much light. And so that's why it's great for like sticks and wood, because wood doesn't really reflect at all. Sorry, I'm pulling it all around the place. Thanks. I've had a lot of practice, so I'm gonna be honest. I think the biggest thing that helps is I really enjoy painting minis, I found out. And I watched a bunch of, I watched a series Matthew Mercer did about how he paints his minis. And I found that super informative. Like, that's where I learned about priming in different colors and what they do and what you want to avoid. And just relax, and it's okay to make mistakes. Feeling very Bob Ross about it, you know? It's a happy accident. Whew. The biggest issue for me, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I kind of have shaky hands. And so a lot of what helps me is by leaning against things. So you'll see I'll always try to have my hand on the table and the mini on the table. I'll never paint like holding it up. Because having like extra points of contact just make my hands a little more steady. And then there are times where I just gotta focus, you know, just hone in. But thanks, Drew. I really appreciate the compliment. So if you ever have any minis and you want me to paint them, I'll be game. Man, it's been like an hour and we almost have our first cat time. Oh man, this is gonna be a series, y'all. But also compared to the last mini I painted, like, this is going so much quicker. Alright. I will need either... So I'm gonna use this Battlemire because it's another sandy paint and it's brown instead of gray, and so it does a good job of replicating loose ground and like just dirt. Oh, excuse me. Now I don't have a good green, if I'm gonna be honest, which is rather unfortunate. So what I'm gonna do is just go over and just do a full layer of dirt. And fair, honestly, it happens a lot. I'm gonna do a full layer of dirt on the round and then just put some tufts of grass here and there. Just basically like try and surround them with grass. Just because I don't have a nice green, so having actual dirt there will help a lot. It's true, I did. I didn't finish it though because we were doing it live while we were playing. And it's just shit happens, you know? Also, yeah, also we were drinking, and so there gets a point when you're painting minis that you want to not be painting. I can use a bit of a not that big. Sorry, I gotta select the right brush. Yeah, let's. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's use this one. This is one of my thicker ones. It's technically a dry brush, but it covers so much space. It's gonna be perfect for what I want to do. And then what I'll do is I'll just go over later, like after, and do the close precision work with a smaller one. But this will help me get like the top coat and the stuff like way up here that there's nothing nearby that I'm gonna scuff or get. Sorry, I'm moving this thing all over the place. Yeah, no, this is not a good black, if I'm gonna be honest. This is another one of the paints that I did not buy, one of my friends did. And they're not the best. This brush is also falling apart, so I have to be careful of like if there's any like pieces that fall off on the mini. But yeah, no, it's a chunky black. But it's gonna be a nice looking Raven when it's all done. Alright, that's it for this brush. It literally was just specifically used to speed up the process. Thanks. I need to do the close detail work on it now, on the Raven. But it's coming. Hoping shaking it up a bit more will help. Didn't seem to help that much, I'm gonna be honest. It's still thick and gross. Whew. Now, the most annoying thing about painting any kind of black is it is so hard to paint over in lighter colors. So it's like if I mess up, it becomes so much more of a pain. So like this is the real game, which is why I pulled out a much smaller brush, because now I'm doing the close edging work. And I'm doing all the lines where it's close to something else. Sorry, I'm super focused mode. a little bit there that I need to get. What color are a raven's talons? Does anybody know? Oh, baby. Alright. Sorry, I know I'm probably holding it out of frame, but it's just what I gotta do at the moment. Alright. Softer black? Well, like gray line stripes. Okay, we can do that. So we'll use the same black and then just lighten it up with a little bit of white and stuffs. Alright. That's it for our black, right? Or is it one on the side? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, almost. Almost. Now that's it for our black. Man, I love the way the raven looks. Oh, stretch. I redeemed my own stretch. Oh, God. So while that's drying, we can do something else. We'll start our basing. And I'll just hydrate. Oh, thanks, Drew. Water bottle. Appreciate the hydrate. I am pretty bad for getting wrapped up in my work. So this is a very fun thing to do. Because, like, it just kind of goes on, and then you flatten it out. And so it's got, like, this real, like, round, muddy texture. But it's also this nice shade of brown. And so I'll use this for like underneath it in places where like I can't quite. I want to flatten it out a lot because I don't want to have like a really clumpy kind of ground. Oh shoot, I grabbed the bird. That was dumb of me. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Felt it coming and I was like, oh, no. My allergies. How could you? I'm used to my allergies betraying me though. They're rude. Yeah, so I love these kind of technical paints that I have. They class them as technical because they're not just a basic kind of put it on and brush your work. They're very odd. And so I have another one that's of a similar make, but it's used for snow. And it's honestly one of my favorites, I would say. And so it's one of the things where, like, you don't need to, when you're doing your basing, it really helps the mini come to life, but you also don't need to do more than you think you need to. Like, I like to put a little bit more where I can't get any grass turfs. Because, like, they're, like, underneath them, and, like, some side spots that are hard to get grass in. And so I really try to flatten it out and spread it out. Now, if I wanted to, I actually have a shade, which is a very liquidy paint, that works beautifully when you add it with this one to make mud. Now, granted, I don't want to be making mud right now, so I probably won't be using it, because cats aren't the type to go play in mud. Don't know if you know that, but some might, but it's not like common. Dogs, on the other hand, we might have some muddy dogs. I'll look at what that is in a moment. I don't know what that was, because I looked up too late. And it's not in chat for some reason. Oh, hosted me. Oh, sweet, thanks. What are you excited for, Dr. H? Tell me, what is your excitement? I'm also running out of places to hold this mini. Ooh, fair. Layouts are always fun. Fair. No, that is pretty exciting. I don't really have a layout. I just made a background image. And I literally mean I made it super quick in Photoshop because I was like, oh shit, I was going to start my stream, but I can't. I don't want to just have black background. I'm glad for you, Dr. H, though. It's good. You always want something that you can feel like comfortable and proud of. If that makes sense. Fair, do what you gotta do. The main thing is, like, I don't even know what I would want. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, I have my kind of standard layout when it comes to games. But, like, everything's kind of a mess. I'm very haphazard. Ooh, ba, ba, ba. Oh, fair. Well, I am glad then. Good work, Kate. Alright, Raven. Sorry, I had to pull it up a second. Eh. Oh, rude. I knocked my tub over. Alright. There you go. That's all I was going to do to the Raven. Just lighten up the talons a touch. Not even much, just literally a touch. Alright, this one is done for now. The texture paint takes a decent amount of time to dry. So I literally just need to let it sit for a little while. So I'm going to move it off to the side. And we're going to go for round 2. I think we've had enough time looking at a kitty, so it's time to look at a doggy. The question is, which doggy do I want to do? Let's do the Saint Bernard, because I love him so much. Eh. Alright. Gotta change my reference image, so hold on. I know what St. Bernards look like, but I will sleep safer at night. Yeah, that's what I thought. They're so cute. It's a lot of white, a light brown, and some like dark brown. Now, the nice thing about this St. Bernard is a lot of him is actually covered by a thick leather padded coat. And because it's not necessarily leather, it's padded leather, I could go for a different color if I wanted him to pop more. So, like, for example, I could use... Where is it? I have this really dark blue that I like to use. He's a cleric, I believe. Yeah, he's a cleric. So I could even do the leather in like a dark blue rather than the classic leather that I have that I used the other cat for the other cat. Because then I can use this for things like the bags or the straps. Oh, excuse me. Right? And then that way you get variation. Hold on, I need a pointing. You get variation so that way like the bags and stuff don't blend into the coat. So if I do the coat with like a dark blue but the bags with the leather, it helps it stand out more and separate so it doesn't look very samey. Is sort of what I was thinking. And then he's got a bunch of potions on him, which we can go with like the nice deep potion red that I have. And look at that little face, he's just so happy, ready to go. He's so cute. There's all little pets. Alright. Oh man. Where do I want to start? I guess... He's not showing off much fur, if I'm gonna be honest. Because I don't know if you can see it, but even like his legs have like cloth wrappings on him. He's got a little bit of fur poking out on his front paws. I'm not holding it very well. He's got a little bit of fur poking out on his front paws, like up here and up here, but then he's got little armlets, and his back legs are all bandaged up. So you pretty much just have tail, his underbelly, which is kind of hard to show, and then like a little bit up here on his like chest and his big old head and face. So there's not that much fur itself that I'm gonna have to do. So I think we should start with lightening up this fur. No, I lied. Let's start with the coat as the base, the padded leather, and then we'll build out from there. Because the coat will be the kind of make it or break it part. Yeah, and then I was thinking, because like sometimes I'll do like gold accents on like the rings and stuff, but instead of gold, I could do like nice silver. Because I have a light iron, so it's technically silver. If I can find out wherever the hell it is. So it's like very light metal. And I think that's what I want to use here. Oh no, my battery's dying. Means my camera's probably gonna die soon, and I gotta swap batteries. Ooh. All right. Oh yeah, fair. Sorry, I gotta lean over the light and choose a good brush. Because just like before, since I'm doing the basing, not the base, sorry, the base coat, I'm more, like, I want a bit of a thicker brush. Because I'm okay with getting it on other stuff, if it happens. And it just ends up saving you a lot of time. And time saved in this stage is great. But like, look at, I don't know, it's not coming, it's a little, it's lighter than it looks in the camera. But it's a really nice dark blue. But yeah, I think it's gonna look really tight. Especially once we build out and get all the stuff to pop on it. I think that's when this mini will really come to life. And the more I like see it start to come together, the more I like what I'm thinking of using this as a dark blue leather, as like a painted. Also, I'm not holding this in the best way right now, so apologies. But it is a little bit of a tough one because it's such a big base. Not necessarily tough to paint, just tough to show off nicely. Just really easy to get lost in what I'm doing. He's even got more padded leather. He's wearing like a little padded leather cap, and it's really cute. And the nice thing, St. Bernards typically have black, like dark brown kind of ears and like the top of their heads. So it'll be really easy to paint over this dark blue with a darker color. Yeah, sorry, this one I think I might need to zoom out a bit more just because it's so big. It's so much bigger than the cat was. And that's just the nature of the beast, you know? We're jumping up into the big size. We're going from a normal sized cat to a freaking St. Bernard. There's gonna be size difference. Gotta get this little like cuff. Alright, here we go. We got our dark blue padded leather cloak. What do I want to do next is the thing. I think I should do the fur and the legs and the undercoat next. Oop. I think that'll be the best next step for me. Because the fur will be a lot of white. Do I want to use my white? Yeah. And so this one I'll need to go a bit smaller for. And you know what? That's okay. What did it? Oh, it's silver. Alright, I gotta clean up my paint station a bit. Hold on. I have a bunch of paints out that I'm not needing. I'll probably need the black, I'll need the leather. Need the red, just in case. Yep. Silver, white, dirt. Good. Alright. I just had so many paints out, and I was like, I need to clean up this bit. It's getting to be a bit much. Or should I do this last? Because white will need a lot of touch-ups, and it's already kind of white. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it last. So let's actually do these little arm guards, because I like the idea of those being little pieces of metal. These little arm guards down here, because they look like plates. At least to me, they look like plates. Like they're little bracers. So I think I'm gonna color them as such. Now the question is, do I want to use silver for that or an iron? Let's use an iron and we'll keep silver for all the accents. Iron breaker. That sounds good to me. The nice thing is this specific iron I'm using is lighter than a couple of the others I have. So it's not as dark, which is good. Because he's going to be dark in a lot of other places. And so I kind of want to have as much light spots on him as I can. Because like his padding is dark and then the leather is dark. So he's going to be carrying a lot of dark on him. So I think it'll be good to have some lighter pieces pop. If that makes sense. Alright. That's it. Just nice and simple. Dr. H, I'm glad you are so hyped. It's always great to have something you're super excited about. You should have seen me. when I got these minis. I was so pumped to show them off, and I was like, I gotta wait till I do a PC stream, because otherwise it's not gonna look as nice. Alright, so let's do our leather bags now. He's gonna have a lot of leather on him, unfortunately. It's just the nature of the mini. But I think we can kind of skirt around it. Shit. Skirt around it a bit by giving it a silver gilding. Sorry, I have a paintbrush in my mouth. And I think that's how we're gonna get around it. Because like you can kind of see on the mini, there are like these lines and things like that and the dots. I can use silver to just lightly touch on all of those, just to give it some like varying definition. And that's sort of what I'm thinking. So it all starts with just basically getting the nice even leather coating on first. I could probably use a slightly bigger brush, but it's okay. It'll all work out in the end. I'm also trying not to go as thick as I can, because I don't want it to wash out any of the detail, and I kind of like having it be a bit of a lighter leather. No idea where in frame I am. Happens. Sometimes I just get too wrapped up in the painting and I'm like, does this even look good right now? And you know what? That's okay. It is a painting stream. It can't be perfect all the time. Alright, that's one of his saddlebags. And then we can get this collar. Because this is the thing that's holding up the little barrel. Because I don't know if you know this, St. Bernards are commonly depicted with a barrel of water around their necks. Because they were used as avalanche rescue teams and things like that. And so they would have a little barrel of water. So when they found somebody, the person could have a little bit of a drink before the rest of the help arrived. And it was like a little bit of like calm respite. And like a, alright, you're safe now. We're coming. Here's a dog to keep you company. And as somebody who loves dogs, it's great. It's true. Not just water. See, growing up, we actually had a Newfoundland dog. And they are basically tugboat dogs. And what that means is they're such powerful swimmers that they would sometimes use them to help pull boats into the harbor. If, like, the boat had a malfunction or, like, it wasn't quite working properly. Or they capsized, they would help pull, like, rowboats and stuff like that ashore. And as somebody who already loved water, it was so cool having a dog that loved it just as much as I did. Alright. Booze would keep them warm in the snow. Yeah. It's because alcohol raises your blood. Or thins your blood. I don't know. It does something that makes your blood flow more. And the thing about cold is it makes your blood flow less. Camera died. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna swap batteries and I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah. Remember, it had something. I thought it was thinning the blood. Alright, there's a good chance I'll have to set up the shot again, so give me a moment. This is the one downside about not having a plug-in. I have to use batteries. Oh god, why did you... Hold on. You good this time? That's better. I can do a slight adjustment to that one. I don't know why, but it seems to come back different every time. And sorry, I have another paintbrush in my mouth. Alright, where was I? Just painting up some packs. One of these days, my goal is to get a plug-in charger, so I can keep the camera. I can basically plug the camera into the wall outlet, so it'll just run, rather than having to deal with how I'm currently doing it, which is rather tedious. But it's also my only option. It's either I do this or no camera. So I'd rather do it than have no camera. Alright. Then we got the bedroll. See, this St. Bernard is ready to go out and save some lives, y'all. He's a cleric. a follower of the Divine Pupper. Alright, there are a few like little like straps and stuff I can get. And then he's got potion bottle straps. Which I'll be honest, these are probably one of the most confusing things to me for logistically how it works. Considering the shape of like the round potion. And it holds onto the neck of the potion too. Not even like upside down or anything like that, so like you'd think it would just slide right out. But also, this is a D&D world with magic and dragons and shit, so it's fine. Alright, one last potion. Oh, then I have belly strap. Sorry. I was almost done on all my leathers. But I forgot about belly strap. How could I forget about belly strap? Now the thing about belly strap is it also has a bit that goes forward up his chin, up his chest, sorry. Alright. He's got his saddlebags going. Give that a bit to dry, and I think I'll do the wood of the barrel next. Get that nice and out of the way. Ooh. Wood. Oh, we got a nice little doggo though. He's coming along. Oop, wrong button. Ugh. Sorry, I'm focusing. It'll be great when I do his big red floppy tongue. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I love big dogs. And Felicia, my fiance, hates dogs that drool. So we're kind of at an impasse. Because all big dogs pretty much drool. And my dream dog would be a Leonberger, which is a mix of a Newfoundland and a St. Bernard. And they're just so big and so sweet. But Felicia's like, if they drools, we don't get. I'm like, what? What? It's cute. And she's like, nope, it drools. It's gross. I'm like, but it's so cute. Man, it's already been 2 hours. We've got 1.5 minis pretty much done. Alright, let's do the red next, because I can pop off the red potions really quick. I'll probably go for like another hour, hour and a half. We'll see. If I get to a good spot, my hope is to finish the minis, because I don't want to have one half done. So it really depends on how long it'll take to finish this one, and then just hop off that one. I think I'll just paint the base brown for the puppers, because there's so much more space. And I'm just going to cover it with grass. So my plan is to just kind of use... like the only reason why I'm painting the base brown at all is so that way if you can see through the grass a bit in spots, it doesn't look just white. Sorry, I know I'm holding him out of frame, but I just need to get a closer look at what I was doing. Alright, he's got one more potion bottle, and then hopefully, or not hopefully, probably, I'll need to do one more coat. Because the red doesn't cover very well. Which isn't a bad thing. It just means for those spots that I got the blue on, you can still see the blue. Alright. But see, now you got that nice little red pop. And having that accent color that really pops is so important for minis. Because one of the biggest things you gotta watch out for is just a mini getting really samey. And basically all that means is just all of the colors kind of blend into each other. So like a lot of rookie mistakes people do is being like, oh, I'm a dark rogue, everything's just gonna be black. But then the issue is you lose all of your detail and definition and it just looks like a silhouette. And so what you actually want to do is use black for like the shadows and stuff, but go up and use different grays and whites and give it highlights and different like definition and textures. Hey, I appreciate the lurks. So thank you again. Cleric's looking good. I know. Thank you. I appreciate all the compliments. You know what? Let's use a thicker brush. Because I'm just going to use this wood brown as just a dirt brown. And I'm just going to cover the base completely. And so you're not going to see that much of this. This is why I'm not as worried about it. Because like I said, I'm going to just cover it with grass. And which is why I'm not doing a texture like I did with the cat. Because the cat, I think, is going to have a little less of it. Whereas the puppo here is going to just be caked. Like, he's going to be running through a field. He's going to be so content. As any puppy who gets to run through fields is. So this is really just like a small little accent detail, so that way if you can see through the grass a bit. Because there are spots that you'll be able to. Like if it thins out in certain spots, or you get like just the right angle and the light shines through. Don't want it to just look white underneath. And so here we are. It's really easy doing this part because I'm not too worried about it. Because like I said, it's going to be hidden by grass. Just giving us that little extra definition of color. Alright. Got our big old puppo. I like the way the leather turned out, and that was sort of my point, like of only really wanting to keep it light, because you can actually see the streaks in it. And so most of the times you might be like, oh, that's a mistake, you can see like your brush strokes, but I like the texture it gives it. It gives it a bit more like life. Alright, what do I want to do next? Let's do some silver. Some accents. This one I'm doing a bit differently just because he's a lot of dark overcoats but really light undertones. So like his little paws and like some of his face is gonna have to get repainted white, which is just a mess to do. And so I knew that if I bothered to do it first, I was just gonna have to go over it at the end anyways. And I based in a white, so it's not that big of a deal to leave it and then just touch it up afterwards. So I'm doing a similar thing that I did for the gold on the cat, where I just want to get like all the raised points. Just give it like that little bit of extra definition. And then this one is actually going to just be Because that to me looked like a seal of like where this puppo's from. Like an indicator for that. Alright. And so this is when I'm going to use a dabber. Because some of the leather straps and bags and stuff have all these dots. And basically all these dots is just like the little like buckle buttons. And so I like the idea of just a small little subtle accent of it. Oh shit. That's a bit of a bigger one. It happens though. You know, nobody's perfect. And I've never pictured myself as being perfect. So that's okay. I also realized there are these two vials that I painted leather, because I didn't realize they were vials at first. But looking at it closer, it's pretty obvious they're vials. So that's on me. Whew. Oh, and then his underbelly. This honestly, to me, looks like a chain rather than a strap. So I'm gonna really silver it up. Just because it looks like chain links. And then we got along the collar. There are these two little like plates. Shit. Went a little bit over. That's okay. It happens. Man, I'm so popular. My phone's going off like crazy. I think it's just all Discord shit. Yep, pretty much just all Discord shit. Gotta love it. Alright, so then what we're gonna do is get some of these what looks to be like studs on the padded. And try to get them a little silvery. Sorry, I'm inspecting. Sorry, I'm super focused right now. Alright. And now there's like those like silver studs around it. It's a small little detail, but it adds a lot. Alright. Let's give him his little black little ears and little schnauzer. And then I think we can touch up with whites. And then I actually think we're just on touch-ups after that. Okay. It's coming along, y'all. Which is good, because I work in an hour and a half. So, once again, my hope is to be done minis before I have to stop. I have plenty more, but I think 2 is pretty good, pretty solid work for today. Alright, we're getting our little ears on. Alright. And they've also got black along their eyes and their eyebrows and stuff. we'll get second ear. Originally, I just painted his ears blue because I was like, it's so much easier just to do it like this. Sorry, I'm focusing very intently. Ooh, alright, and then they have a little bit of black on their nose and the front of their mouth. Their wet little pupper nose.
Yeah, hey. Cause I can't do shit right, I can't learn my lesson. I can't do shit right, take antidepressants.
Is this Corpse? Oh, damn.
My friends probably hate me, can't answer a message. Filled with anxiety, always behind me, feeling inadequate.
Did I leave my DMCA free playlist? Oh, no, okay.
You can't go outside, I'm afraid they'd be finding me.
I just didn't realize Corpse was on it.
Know about my privacy, yeah. And they always asking questions about my face, can't relate. Fucking caught my own reflection, broke a mirror the other day. Got a lot of bad shit that I'm taking to my grave. Got a fucking date with death on house arrest till trial days. So I grab the red wine on
Alright,
cause I'll age another fucking 1,000 days before I know it. Yeah, I spend them on the side, waste my time while I'm scrolling, but I love when it rains.
And then you're a dark brown, right? Let's use this brown, the light brown. And so the reason why I use the ground as the same color as the barrel was so that way when I got to this part, it wouldn't stand out as much. Because now I'm going to give him some of that browniness that St. Bernards have. Granted, I'll be honest, a lot of it, the brown is covered in stuff. Shit, is that the brown one? Yeah, that's the brown one. No, it's not the brown I want. Damn it. Alright, let's see what the other one looks like. It's just a lot darker. Alright, let's do it and then we'll touch it up with white. I'm not using much of it anyways. Just because, like I said, most of what would actually be brown is covered up already. Oh, you know what I should do? I have a blood red, and we'll use that for his tongue right now. This is called Blood Angels Red, so you know it's good. Sorry, I've been slowly pulling this away. That's literally it. That's all I needed the red for. It's just a little bit on his tongue. Alright, and then I have touch-ups to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a lot of white here. And I mean a lot of white. To touch up things like his fur and the bandages. See, the roughest part is my primer ended up turning out a bit more gray than it did white, which is why I was like, I'm gonna need to go over all this anyways. So that's why I saved it for the end. And then we're gonna kind of blend the tail a bit. And by that I mean, I'm gonna go over very light to lighten up the brown a bit. And then go heavier the lower it goes. So we get a nice white bushy tail. But then you can see where the brown comes from, kind of underneath his back. Then you got these bandages. Want to go a little light on so we can keep some of that detail of bandages. Sorry, I'm focusing, y'all. Because we almost done. Touch the white. Alright, we gotta get white in there. Sorry, I gotta get like underneath right now, underneath them. And that's just a hard spot to get. Fuck! My poor little pupper. I'm sorry, guy. It's okay, you're a sturdy pupper. Alright, I know this isn't the most visually appealing part, but you just gotta bear with me for a moment. Yeah, go. Alright. We got our nice cleric puppy. The nice part is, ground should be all dry and ready for some turf. So basing is when you'll see a mini really come to life. Because adding these little details like grass and stuff like that just makes it feel so much more alive. It goes from a little piece of plastic painted nicely to actually looking like it's living in where it's supposed to be. Look at that. Nice, beautiful grass. Nice dark blue coat. Little brown on the tail. Alright, kitty. Kitty's not gonna have as much grass. So I was looking at a few like choice spots where I wanted grass to go for Kitty. And I want one more little bit there. But like, do you see what I mean? How just adding some grass really helps them come to life. Just because it adds that nice little extra poof. I think I want some on his butt. Because now it adds a little. Fuck it. It just makes them look like they belong. You know what I mean? It's giving them a space that they can call their own. And there we go. So probably the 2 minis we're going to do today, I'll probably call it there. But there we go. We got our first dog and our first cat done. We got the Cleric Puppo, Cleric St. Bernard, and the Abyssian cat, little kitty. So let's find someone to raid. Because I feel like I have some lurkers, so you know we'll pass on the good lurk. And then I need to clean up before work. And then I need to clean up before work. And then I need to clean up before work. Rude. I was caught in a loop because I pulled up Twitch and it pulled up my channel and it was watching it. Alright. Stream manager, that's what I wanted. Marilyn. Sure, I don't know what Marilyn's playing, but we'll send Marilyn some lurkers. So, as usual, thank everybody who tuned in. Tonight was a nice chill and chat. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy these kind of streams because I just find them really relaxing and like help me kind of de-stress and cool down after a crazy week. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope to see you again in the future, and stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.
All the lurkers